Hi guys, today I thought I would do an updated, like a skinny shaming rant, but more of a body shaming rant in general. I got some negative comments on that video, of course. Like obviously anytime you do a rant of any type, even when it's something that's so super obvious, people aren't gonna thumbs it down and give it mean comments and stuff because that's just the way the world is. But I wanted to do an updated version of this video. I know a lot of people really enjoyed that one, or at least found it comforting, I guess, in some way. But I guess I'll give you some background on me before I get into the ranting part. But I'm very underweight. I've talked about it in a lot of videos, especially recently because I have like some health problems and I'm trying to gain weight. And I've been trying to gain weight my whole life. I've always been small, I was born small. So growing up, I was definitely made fun of a lot, called anorexic. And it wasn't great, you know, people would tell me just very rude things. It's disgusting that I look like a boy. People would laugh at me when I walked by in a bathing suit. It's very odd when you're thin because, you know, some people will come up to you and be like, oh my god, I wish I was that thin, you're so lucky. And people say that thinking, I guess obviously the grass is always greener, and I think that has a lot to do with body shaming. It always has to do with the grass is always greener. I don't want to say it's because someone's jealous and that's why they say mean things. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just maybe seeing someone who's a different body type makes certain people feel a certain way, like they have to bully someone. I guess it's the same as any bully. In any situation, they say that, you know, bullies become bullies because of something that's happened to them because they were treated a certain way. So I'm sure that has something to do with it. But when the things that people say don't come from a place of obvious anger and bullying, it can be really hard to deal with. I said I was called anorexic, which is not, I don't want to say I took offense to it, but I mean, that's a real serious disease. And that's something that people really struggle with. And it's very dangerous and it's very serious. So when someone says like, oh my god, what are you, anorexic? It's not that I take offense to it, but that they're not taking anorexia seriously. Because what if I was anorexic? Is that okay to say to someone? If someone looked ill, would you go up to them and say, oh my god, so what, do you have cancer? Like, no, you wouldn't do that. I just find that so unbelievable. And I know that some people say things out of cruelty. Like, a lot of online comments that tell thin people like, oh my god, you're disgusting. Like, oh my god, you look like a boy. I get that those people have their own issues, you know, and I think those almost are the comments that you can ignore more. I'm just gonna ignore them, like that's just being a troll, you know? I could almost move on from that faster than when people who are my friends, family, like people who I looked up to and things would say things like, oh my god, you need to eat something. They're trying not to be rude, and I don't think that's their intent at all. I don't think they know that that's the way that it gets to me. I'm sure that that's not something that these people realize that they're doing is like upsetting you, but when people say things like that, it's just what gives you the right to comment on what I look like. It's so hard to explain, and I think that's why so many people have issues with this topic, because it is kind of hard to explain because it doesn't really make so much sense. And I think for skinny shaming, people don't realize that it's a thing. Obviously it's a thing, but people don't realize it because so many people think that, you know, being thin is still what's portrayed in the media. And I think that people don't realize, you know, if you look like the mainstream celebrities that are on TV shows and stuff, then you must be fine. You must have confidence. If you feel bad that someone said something mean to you by being thin, it's because you're being overly sensitive, your feelings aren't valid. I actually got comments like that on my last skinny shaming video. I had someone tell me, your feelings aren't valid, that you're upset by this because people who aren't thin have way worse stuff to go through every day, and you know, maybe that's true, but I will never know that. I will never know what that person's been through. They'll never know what I went through. And it's odd to be the person who is thought of as, you know, people want to be thin like you, to be bullied, and people don't get that. And I get it makes sense. Like, I know that those people who say my feelings aren't valid are the ones that will never understand how I feel, and I know that I'll never fully understand how they feel, no matter how much I may want to. I can't understand it from that perspective. And I would say, you know, nowadays for being skinny, it's just kind of difficult because not only is there skinny shaming that's direct to you, that's like comments on social media or into your face when people tell you like eat a burger, like shut the hell up, oh my god. Not only are burgers not healthy when you were trying not to eat meat like me, but trying to be healthy is just being healthy. Like, people would look at me now when I'm trying to eat healthier and say, well, if you're having to gain weight, like why would you eat healthy? Why don't you just eat a bunch of like junk food? Because that's disgusting, and I don't want to feel like a big giant blob of gunk and like garbage. It's just not fair. I think that's the only way to really put it. But the thing is that in media now, because we know that being skinny is so popular and it's dangerous, and like seeing these images of people that isn't like realistic, which is my body type, is the unrealistic body type. And I'm not saying that to brag, I'm saying that it's kind of weird when people look at the pictures that they show and say, this is unrealistic, this is Photoshop, no one looks like this. If you took this woman's measurements in this picture and made them a real person, like 3% of the population look like that, and I am that 3%. And that's what's so kind of like upsetting almost. Not upsetting, because I get it. Like, I'm not the everyday girl, I'm not the common body type. Like, I get it, it's fine. But that's my whole thing. It's like, why does it even matter in the first place? Like, why can't we just have all weights, any weight, any shape, any size, any color in media? I read a lot of like women's magazines. I love reading, and I love a lot of the articles in those, but a lot of them talk down about people who are thin. You know, they can't just lift up people who aren't thin, but they have to bring down thin people. And that's something I'll never understand. I've talked about this before, how, you know, by raising up one type of person, we put down another. And I just think that's so messed up. We don't have to put down women who are thin to lift up women who are normal. Like, there's that ad that came out, I can't remember what company it was for, but it was like, we're not angels. And it was kind of like putting down Victoria's Secret, who honestly I don't like in the first place. But just because these models are thin doesn't mean that they're unhealthy. The models for Victoria's Secret who are thin, they work really hard to look that way, and maybe that's just their choice. It's what they want to do for work. You know, obviously everyone has their choice of what they want to look like. No one's telling you have to look a certain way. Like, I mean, people are telling you that, but you don't have to listen to them. That's what kind of my point is here. If someone tells you, like, you have to gain weight, like, you look so much better, like, you don't have to listen to them. I know it's hard to. I get so many people saying, you know, being thin must be great. You don't have to worry about what you eat. You can eat as much as you want, but it doesn't mean that I have no flaws. It doesn't mean that I feel like I have the best self-esteem in the world. It doesn't mean that I have the most confidence in the world. And I think that when you look at someone else who doesn't look like you, that's what our minds automatically do. You know, when I see a girl who has curves and a butt, I look at her and I think, wow, if I could look like that, I would feel so much more confident. But that's obviously not true, because if I did, then I would be looking at me and thinking, oh my god, she must be so confident. Like, people say when they look at me, they must think, oh, well, you have nothing to worry about, you look perfect, like, to them, but not to me. If that makes sense? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. People don't think, oh, all these things exist, and I get that people don't. Like, it's not their job. People don't have to worry about what everyone else is feeling all the time. Like, I totally appreciate that. I don't think everyone should have to put themselves, like, in a box so that they don't hurt anyone else's feelings. But when it comes to people's bodies, it's something very personal. Talking about someone's body type is very personal. People's body types and what they think of them themselves can affect your entire life, your confidence, your personality, your mood, everything. And some people are so affected by that. So by saying anything at all, what is that telling me? You're not complimenting me. You're not saying, oh my god, your body looks great, or like, oh my god, you look great in that outfit. Especially now when everyone knows about this happening. Everyone has heard about body shaming. Everyone knows it's wrong. Everyone like knows something about it. Commenting on someone else's body is different than so many other things people get offended by nowadays. I get that people aren't intending to be rude sometimes when it comes to body shaming. They don't even realize what they're doing, but it still doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it fair. I think that those people just need to be educated and don't comment on someone's body type. That's what it is. It's not they don't realize what they're saying is just wrong. It's that people don't realize they just shouldn't be talking about people's body shapes whatsoever. There are ants falling all over me. Oh my god, there's so many ants up there. Okay, yeah, I have to move. I just feel like they're crawling all over me now. Oh, this is grossing me out so much. But it's not so much that these people don't realize what they're saying is mean, but it's just that no one should be commenting on someone else's body at all. What is your opinion going to do for that person? Is it going to make them feel better? Most likely not. Is it going to do anything for them? Like, is it doing anything for you personally? No. Like, is commenting on someone else's body ever beneficial to anyone? No, it's not. Magazines always assume everyone's trying to lose weight. Everyone. I even got the Fitbit app and I did a whole review on it and I love it, but it's definitely programmed mainly for people who want to lose weight instead of anyone who wants to gain weight. And I just find that annoying. There's plenty of people who want to gain weight, and there's clearly are, because that video that I did about skinny shaming is one of my most popular ones. So obviously there's plenty of people in the same boat as me who all deserve to be treated equally. And the thing is that that's not going to happen, and I wish I had the hope and like the drive and just like it's going to happen one day. We're all going to be treated equally, but I just don't think we are. I don't think it's ever going to happen like that. There's always going to be cruel people who have to feel the need to bully and say mean things, and I get that, but there's always going to be uneducated people who don't want to learn, people who don't want to realize that their words have an effect on people, who just deny that they have fault in anything, who just don't even realize things and just their eyes aren't opened to the truth in the world and stuff. And that's messed up and it's not okay, but it's something that happens and I think it's going to continue to happen. You know, no matter what body shaming issue you're dealing with, if you're being bullied online, in person, if you just feel uncomfortable in your own skin, if you don't like your body, anything that has to do with your body shape, I'm just here to tell you that your feelings are valid, no matter what shape, size you are, no matter how you're feeling about your body. I just want you to know that your feelings are valid, and I think that's the only thing I can really give you, or anyone can give you, to make you feel even the tiniest bit better, or just feel related to, because I know I can't understand what everyone's been through. I can't understand what people who don't have my exact body type and have lived my life feel. I get it. You'll never know exactly how I feel, but you're not alone and your feelings are valid. But I think that's the end of my little body shaming rant. I do hope that you enjoyed this video, you got something out of it. I really hope that you did. If you have any questions or just want to chat or share your story in a comment, that'd be great. I'm sure it would help me and help a lot of other people who watch this. But thank you so much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed it, so give it a thumbs up if you did. I would appreciate that. Please subscribe if you want to see more from me. I do rants and stuff like this quite often, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.